Hello, travelers! Today we will start our look into a wonderfully vibrant and flavorful world of a kitchen staple treasured worldwide, that being curries. To start our introduction to this world, we will learn about korma. Korma as a curry has some of the oldest roots of any curry, tracing its origins all the way back to the Islamic expansion into the Indian Subcontinent as far back as the 10th century. Established trade routes brought goods from Turkey, the Afghan, Persia, and Central Asian dynasties in what was known as the Silk Road to the Indian subcontinent. The opulent courts built by said individuals helped establish the region as a religious center in the Islamic world, and thus brought many immigrants. With them came many flavors and culinary traditions. Many of these traditions would imprint into dishes that we see and associate today with India. Things like samosas, biryanis, sherbets, and ingredients like rosewater and saffron. Another of these was the korma, which was a dish of meat marinated in a spiced yogurt and then slowly simmered over a fire. This, over the centuries, would evolve into the korma-style curry that is enjoyed by many today. While korma has been colloquially used to describe mild, non-spicy curry, it more specifically refers to the thick curries in which with yogurt spiced with saffron, nutmeg, cardamom, and nuts. In Malaysia, kormas evolved to use different spices, such as fennel seed, white pepper, poppy seeds, and coconut milk. So with the history lesson set, why don't we make some ourselves? Let's get our ingredients together. We're going to start with 1 teaspoon of saffron threads. We're going to put this into 4 tablespoons of whipping cream that has been heated till warm, and we're going to set that aside to steep for about 2 to 3 hours. While that's happening, we can get all of our other ingredients prepared. We're going to need 12 cardamom pods, 4 cinnamon sticks, 6 bay leaves, about 5 pounds of boneless, skinless chicken thighs, roughly 300 grams or 2 onions sliced into half rings, about 2 tablespoons of fresh ginger, 8 garlic cloves that have been peeled and crushed, 4 tablespoons of golden raisins, otherwise known as sultanas, 2 tablespoons of ground coriander, 1 tablespoon ground cumin, about 8 ounces of plain yogurt, a little bit of salt, 2 teaspoons of cayenne pepper, and half a teaspoon of garam masala. Let's start by getting a large pot on the burner and let that heat up for a couple of minutes. I'm going to add in some oil and let that warm up for a little bit until it's shimmering. Then we're going to add in our whole spices, our cardamom, our cinnamon, and our bay leaves. We're going to stir them gently to distribute them throughout the pot, and then we're going to gently place our chicken pieces into the pan. You're going to want to fit as many as you can so that they're in a single layer in that pot. We're going to brown the chicken on both sides, and then remove it to a bowl, leaving behind as many of those whole spices as we can. Next, we're going to add the onion to the pan, and we're going to stir them around with the spices until they have caramelized into a nice deep red color. We're going to add our ginger and garlic, stirring for a minute, and then we're going to add the sultanas, coriander, and ground cumin. We're going to stir this for a little bit until they're aromatic, and then we're going to add our chicken pieces back into the pan. Next, we add our yogurt, our salt, and our cayenne pepper. We're going to stir this to a mix and bring this up to a simmer. We're going to partially cover this with our lid, and we're going to let that cook for about 10 minutes on medium heat. Once 10 minutes has passed, we're going to remove our cover. We're going to heat it up onto high, and as we stir frequently, we're going to continue to cook this until it's reduced down to a nice thick consistency. Next, we're going to stir in our saffron cream, our garam masala, and about 4 ounces of water. We're going to turn off our heat, cover this, and let that sit for about 5 minutes, and then we're done. Kormas are a lovely, multiculturally inspired starting point to understand curries, though they lack what is perhaps the most famous ingredients associated with curries, the chili. For that, tune into our next videos to see how korma became the more traditional curries that we see in India today, and in future videos how that chili became incorporated into the dishes. Until then, I hope your travels go well, and to see you here again at the Hungry Shark Tavern.